How Indiga Got Her Name, made by an adult for other adults, by Carrie, an American girl in Mexico. Welcome to my channel. We comment on contents, not people. Remember to be kind. Hi, this is Carrie. Welcome to my channel. Some of you know that this girl, Street Chic number 92, is Indiga Montoya in my collection. I've promised you the story of how she got her name, so today I will tell you that story. Let me start by saying that The Princess Bride, made in 1987, is the best family movie ever made. 3 generations of my family love that movie, and probably the most famous quote from that movie is, "Hello, my name is Indiga Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die." So, as I prepared to move to Mexico a little over a year ago, several of my dolls got rehomed with 2 of my granddaughters. My dog had to go live temporarily with my son until she could be brought down separately. And all of my things got packed in a trailer and sent off to Mexico about 3 weeks before I was actually going to follow. So this means I'm living out of a suitcase in an empty apartment with none of the things that normally provide me a sense of comfort or home around me. So enter this little girly and Facebook marketplace. And so she came to keep me company during those last few weeks while I was still there finishing up some business before I could move to Mexico. I knew kind of from the start that even though she has this blue and a little bit of purple in her hair, that I wanted her to be part of Josefina's story. So in my head, her last name was going to be Montoya. But as I thought about Josefina's story, none of the names in that story really felt like they were right for her. So I got on the group chat that I have with my son and granddaughters and said, "Hey, I need some help here. I have this new little girl to keep me company until I actually move to Mexico, and I need a name for her, and somehow Truly Me number 92 just isn't doing it for me." Sorry, I do have some notes here. So what followed was a very fun and lively discussion on that chat with my son and 2 of my granddaughters. The 3rd granddaughter doesn't really care about dolls. But anyway, so this lively discussion with my son and 2 of my granddaughters of what we might name this girly. And part of that revolved around the name, around the idea that maybe we could incorporate the blue, the fact that she has blue in her hair, somehow into her name. And so we were talking about synonyms for blue or words related to blue or those kinds of things. And somewhere in there, I mentioned that her last name was Montoya. And immediately my son says, "Well, then her name has to be Indigo," which isn't exactly the name of the man in the movie. It's Inigo, but Indigo, since we were talking about blue. Indigo. And he quotes the line from Princess Bride. And of course, once he says that, it's obvious that's a great choice of a name for this girl. But in Spanish, male names end in O and female names end in A. So she couldn't be Indigo Montoya. She had to be Indiga Montoya. And so she is Indiga Montoya. No one killed her father. No one has to die. But that is how she got her name and became part of my collection. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.